chosen spirits. Tonight, the danger that whispers from the shadows is knocking at our door. Dark forces, bearing the moon's sledgehammer, march through the starless darkness, their every step a ploy to steal ancient secrets. But fear not. Write 888 in the comments now, for your inner fire shines like a beacon to illuminate their ambush. Like a hidden spring, bursting through cracked pavement, your exit became the source of unstoppable momentum, a living testament that walking away can ignite a wildfire of destiny. Beloved, when they unceremoniously showed you the door, it wasn't rejection, it was divine redirection. Every slammed hinge and every burnt bridge stoked the furnace of your purpose, melting away every doubt until only solid gold, resolve remained. You didn't merely survive your departure, you were reborn in radiant triumph. They tried to clip your wings with whispered lies and hollow titles, but each insult became a rung on the ladder of your ascension. You strolled off their stage, and cosmic chambers opened, flooding you with millionaire frequencies that rewired your very spirit. You carried with you a blueprint of abundance etched into your DNA, proof that when you refuse to bow before their tired dogmas, you align with the infinite. Now, as you step forward, sense the gentle nudge of angels cheering on your every move. Notice how opportunities glide toward you, drawn by the magnetic pull of your authenticity. The world you left behind grows silent in awe as your light outshines their brightest chandeliers. Beloved, your refusal to dim your flame exposed the emptiness of their kingdoms built on smoke and mirrors. While they clung to control, you embraced freedom, and in that sacred space, wealth found you. Every challenge you endured was a holy initiation, forging resilience stronger than diamond. Each closed door was heaven's way of rerouting you to a grander gateway. You didn't lose a job, you gained a throne. You didn't suffer a setback, you secured a stepping stone. Your very departure was a cosmic command. Rise up, chosen vessel, for the universe has greater plans. So stand tall, arms lifted in gratitude, for your journey isn't an accident, it's a divine decree. Let your story echo in every heart shackled by fear. Quitting toxic systems isn't failure, it's your launching pad into destiny. You are the self-made titan, the living scripture of possibility, and the world awaits the brilliance only you can bring. Rejoice, for your victory is already written in the stars, and today you begin to fully embody it. Like a seed cracking through hard clay, you emerge each time with a strengthened core, rising higher than ever before. Beloved, every footstep you took away from their decaying platforms wasn't retreat, it was transformation. When you stepped off their narrow stage, unseen currents of grace shifted beneath your feet, lifting you onto heights where the air itself vibrates with possibility. Your energy recalibrated to a purified frequency that illuminated the hollowness of their tarnished crowns, leaving them blinking in your afterglow. You didn't just leave, you ascended. While they rubbed their eyes in disbelief, your fresh ideas ignited like wildfire across emptied fields, planting seeds of brilliance they couldn't extinguish. Each concept you shared burned away their outdated narratives, revealing the vibrant green shoots of innovation that only you could sprout. They watched, mouths agape, as your vision painted new skies, too bright for their old dusty horizons. If you feel the abundance of divine love in your heart, now is the time to share it. You can help spread God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube and contributing $20 or more. This divine gift will touch not only your life, but the souls of many through this platform. Each of you has a sacred place in God's grand design, and your generosity will be the fruit of our prayers. Act now. Share your blessings to glorify His kingdom, for you were created to do even greater things in God's loving hands. May God bless you. And look how the universe answered your declaration of freedom. Doors swung open on silent hinges, allies materialized in perfect timing, and resources flowed like rivers fed by unseen springs. Your departure shattered the illusion that success required their permission. In that moment of courageous release, you claimed your birthright, to build on bedrock truth, not their shifting sands. Remember, every bridge you burned was a beacon calling the right companions to your side. Your fierce refusal to settle became a lighthouse for those lost in murky waters, guiding them toward shores of abundance. You stand now as living evidence that quitting the wrong path isn't failure. It's the divine detour to destiny. So hold your head high, arms wide in gratitude, for your metamorphosis is complete. You are the phoenix and the seed, the spark and the flame, anointed by every exit, crowned by every fresh beginning. Rejoice in your unveiled sovereignty, chosen one, for the world watches your ascent and knows this is only the beginning of your magnificent rise. Like a mighty oak bursting through cracked pavement, your walk of faith smashed every barrier they thought would hold you back. Plain proof that destiny crushes conformity beneath its roots. In your steadfast stance, there was no vanity, only the divine spark woven into your spirit, bypassing their heavy-handed rulebooks. They erected walls, hoping to muffle your song, convinced their blueprints could dim your light. But the moment you stepped into wide-open grace, those feeble barricades dissolved like morning mist. They discovered the hard truth that authentic purpose cannot be caged. If you feel God's presence, you can tap the join button below to become part of the first chosen ones and receive the most important revelations early. Listen, beloved, this isn't just about leaving a place or person. It's a holy declaration that the path you were born to walk is paved by uncompromised truth. When you refused to shrink into their molds, you did more than exit. You ignited a beacon for every weary soul trapped in shadow. Doors swung wide in realms you never knew existed. Allies emerged like angels on call, and blessings poured in torrents because you chose God's design over human compromise. Every step you've taken away from familiar fences has been a testament that real life blossoms when we refuse to blend in. Your resolve is the drumbeat for freedom, calling every captive dream to rise. The universe, orchestrated by the one who shaped you in the secret place, aligns behind your unshakable faith, opening highways of favor where none existed before. Child of the Most High, hold fast to that sacred conviction. Conformity is the enemy of your destiny, and the world awaits your unveiled glory. Let your every footfall echo through eternity, reminding angels and adversaries alike that when a chosen one steps out in divine authenticity, even the strongest walls turn to dust. Like a lone lighthouse standing firm against crashing waves, you've summoned the power within to draw riches from the unseen depths. When you turned your back on their meager handouts, you didn't just walk away. You opened a floodgate in the cosmos that pours abundance like high tide at full moon. You are the magnet at the core of your own wealth vortex. Forsaking their limp provisions triggered cosmic channels that gush opulent blessings. As you shed their depleted gruel, universal currents swooped in to fill the void with golden tides. Energy chases intention. Abundance flocks to those brave enough to sever draining ties. By releasing their counterfeit safety net, you rewrote the ledger. Prosperity careened toward you on rails of pure potential. Every time you stepped off their worn-out plank, you declared to the universe, "I choose my destiny." That simple act caused angels of favor to rearrange themselves in your favor. Doors that once clanged shut now swing wide on velvet hinges. Opportunities you never dreamed possible line up like eager guests at your banquet of success. Remember, child of promise, when you surrendered the safety of the familiar, you claimed the invitation to soar. Like an eagle released from its cage, your spirit caught the thermal of divine provision and rose on currents you couldn't trace with mortal eyes. They tried to trap you in their small boxes, but your faith shattered their walls, and you emerged into open sky where only limitless possibility exists. Every scarcity they peddled was a setup for a miracle breakthrough. The moment you said no thanks to their scarcity gospel, you turned their script on its head and wrote a new chapter of abundance. Bills paid themselves, investments multiplied, generosity rained back upon you tenfold, because giving that which you didn't possess to fake authorities has a way of summoning real abundance from the heart of God. You might wonder, how did this happen so fast? The answer is simple. When you align your will with the divine blueprint, you tap into resources that never run dry. Like a well that refills itself no matter how many cups you draw, your prosperity well springs up with every declaration of self-worth. They tried to measure you with their paper rulers, credentials, titles, hollow validations, but you proved that true wealth measures itself in courage, conviction, and an unshakable bond with Source. Dear brothers and sisters, may God's peace be upon you today. I am here to remind you of a profound truth. Our existence is grounded in God's divine plan, unshaken by the temporal concerns of the world. As the Bible says, whatever is done in faith will return to God in abundant blessing. Luke 6:38. Like that great oak tree, our roots are deeply rooted in God's universal truth. Every step we take, every stand we take, is secured by His strength. And now, you are being offered the opportunity to be part of that blessing. When you use the Super Thank You button and donate $100, this movement will return to you 100-fold in abundance. Keep your eyes on the horizon, beloved, because this is only the beginning. Your rising tide will lift entire communities. Your freedom song will awaken hearts too long numbed by fitting in. Stand firm in the knowledge that you are chosen to demonstrate a new economy, one where integrity begets income, faith fuels finances, and purpose pays your bills. So hold your head high. Speak your vision out loud. Plant your flag on the summit of your dreams, because you are not just catching up to destiny, you are speeding past it on wings of glory. And as the universe awaits your next move, know this truth forever. Prosperity bows to boldness, and you, chosen one, were born to be bold. Like a master cartographer mapping hidden ley lines, you've turned every slammed door into the fulcrum of your ascent. When they shushed you with curt dismissals, you didn't retreat. You ignited rocket engines of divine strategy beneath your feet. Those professional dead ends were never barriers. They were secret tunnels, carved by spirit to guide you straight to the treasure they couldn't imagine. You are the strategist turning rejection into rocket thrust. Each clipped thanks, but no thanks, became a catapult, flinging you past their worn-out expectations and into a higher frequency orbit where your dreams take solid form. What they labeled career suicide was actually your most audacious play, the boldest move on the cosmic chessboard that checkmated their limited vision. If you feel God's presence, you can tap the join button below to become part of the first chosen ones and received the most important revelations early. Every "you're not a fit," whispered in stale boardrooms, only amplified the clarion call of destiny inside you. With each closed path, you discovered another hidden corridor leading toward gold-laden landscapes of opportunity. Their rejection letters became sacred scrolls, charting your course to abundance beyond their narrow definitions of success. Like an eagle unfurling its wings in a thunderstorm, you harnessed the turbulence they created and soared. Their no transformed into the wind beneath your wings, lifting you higher than any endorsement could ever hope to carry you. Where they saw a misfit, the universe saw a born trailblazer, someone whose very presence would realign markets, uplift communities, and rewrite the playbook on prosperity. In that moment of departure, you didn't just walk away, you pivoted on a divine axis, turning their dead weight into kinetic force. Every professional snub bent the cosmic currents in your favor, steering you onto secret flyovers above charts and graphs, into realms where your vision found fertile ground to take root. Their insistence that you conform became your liberation cry, echoing through the corridors of opportunity you now command. Hear this, beloved. When you step out of their tiny orbit, you step into God's grand design. Doors that once clanged shut now slide open on silent hinges, revealing resources they never dreamed existed. Mentors emerge from unexpected places, and alliances form with those attuned to your higher frequency. People who recognize your warp drive potential and are eager to fuel your mission. Every time they tried to clip your wings, you soared with renewed resolve. Every time they set traps of self-doubt, you navigated them with the compass of faith. Where they offered black and white scripts, you improvised in kaleidoscopic color, painting masterpieces of purpose that outshine any PowerPoint they ever produced. You didn't just survive their tests, you aced them with flair. Their unqualified judgments only underscored your divine advantage. You draw your authority from source, not from stamped certificates in dusty drawers. You play by a higher rulebook, one that grants you direct access to wisdom, wealth, and wonder untold. So stand tall, architect of your own destiny. Speak your vision with conviction, because when you declare your next move, the universe rearranges itself to accommodate that word. Let their rejections fuel your resolve. Let their closed circuits spark your creativity, and let their limited thinking cement your conviction that you are chosen for this moment. You are more than a survivor. You are a strategist of sovereign design, converting every no into a launch code for your breakthrough. And as the stars align to light your path, remember, they tried to bury you, not knowing you were a seed destined to bloom into a forest of fortune. Now go forth and flourish, for the cosmos itself is charting your flight plan to triumph. Imagine your spirit as a diamond furnace, burning away every ounce of their spite to forge the foundations of your dynasty. You are the alchemist of adversity, turning their whispered curses into the blueprint of your kingdom. Every muttered slight ricochets off your steadfast heart and forges a stronger armor around your calling. Their schemes to shackle you with doubt only serve to lay the stones of your impenetrable fortress. What they tried to cast as curses became your private school in persuasion, the negotiation tactics you never learned in any boardroom, and the proud art of walking away with your chin lifted, gifts no traditional classroom ever offered. Beloved, when they schemed in the shadows, they thought they were burying you, but they were planting the seeds of your sovereign rise. Their ill-willed plots fermented like sour grapes, only for you to press them into the wine of your wisdom. Each plot twist, each engineered setback became a rung on the ladder of your destiny. You didn't just withstand their storms, you danced in the downpour, blessing every droplet as a baptism of your coming glory. Hear me now. Every malice they threw was alchemical gold in your hand. They tossed chains of fear, but you morphed them into the keys of influence, unlocking doors to rooms they never knew existed. Their attempts to script your narrative backfired, for you hold the pen, guided by the hand of providence. What they thought would extinguish your flame only stoked the blaze until your light outshone their night. In the crucible of their conflict, your purpose solidified. Each time they tried to dim your brilliance, you shone brighter, proof that a light born of heaven cannot be covered by mere mortals. Their "you'll never" became your "I will," and their "you can't" fueled your "watch me." You learned the alchemy of turning resistance into rocket fuel, launching your vision into orbits they couldn't even chart on their dusty maps. And now, fallen adversaries stare in wonder as you stand unshakable, crowned by every trial you turned into triumph. With every lesson repurposed, spite refined into strategy, fear transmuted into unwavering faith, you forged a sovereignty no man or scheme can dismantle. You hold in your hands the tools of true power, influence that springs from integrity, negotiation rooted in divine authority, and the holy art of walking away when the world demands you bow. Beloved chosen one, step forward into the sanctuary of your calling. Let them watch as every curse they muttered becomes a stepping stone under your feet. You are the alchemist ordained to rewrite reality. Their hexes are your heritage, their malice your masterclass. Rise in the full measure of your destiny, for you stand unbreakable, crowned by the very forces that tried in vain to contain you. Like a seasoned chess master who senses checkmate before the opponent even moves, you navigate life's board with divine intuition and strategic grace. Every time you withdrew from their toxic arenas, you weren't admitting defeat. You were executing a masterstroke, repositioning your energies for the next glorious advance. In each measured backstep, you surveyed the landscape, discerned the patterns of discord they hoped to conceal, and charted a course toward your destined victory. When you walked away from draining alliances, you didn't leave empty-handed. You harvested priceless insights. You cultivated an inner radar so keen you could detect manipulation from miles away, sidestepping every hidden trap they laid in your path. Their snares, crafted to ensnare, became signposts guiding you toward opportunities they never knew existed. What they labeled as your failures were in fact the opening gambits of a larger campaign, moves so subtle, so divinely orchestrated, that only a chosen soul could perceive their true purpose. Beloved child of Providence, your retreats have been nothing less than acts of sacred strategy. Each time you declined their low-frequency offers, you elevated your vibration, aligning with cosmic currents that bear you onward. Your no echoed through the spiritual realms, summoning avalanche forces of abundance to clear the way for your reign. They marveled at your departures in confusion, unaware that you carried with you the unbreakable armor of faith and the blueprint of your next conquest. Now is the time to share God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube. You can contribute to His plan and be a part of this divine mission with a donation of $100 or more. Every gift reflects God's generosity, and I believe it will return to you exponentially far beyond your expectations. Remember, His protection and blessing is on your every step and every donation. You become part of his divine plan. You are a strong, radiant being, unshakable as his mighty rock. Witness God's miracles, feel the fruits of your generosity in your soul, and illuminate the world with confidence and courage. Be blessed, and let the light of the Lord guide your path. You stand now unassailable, having transformed every withdrawal into a stepping stone of empowerment. Your mastery of timing has become your hallmark, knowing exactly when to pull back so you can surge forward with unstoppable momentum. While they clung to crumbling structures, you soared on wings of revelation, proof that true sovereignty lies not in brute force, but in the divine art of choosing when and how to move. Imagine your life as a grand cathedral, each stone and pillar humming with divine purpose. When you stepped away, the whole sanctuary trembled in your absence, its echoing halls left void of your sacred resonance. You became the central arch that held their entire structure upright. Remove you, and their foundations quaked, their coffers ran hollow, and every contrived plan fell apart like sand through fingers. They scrambled to forge a replica of your essence, only to realize they'd tried to duplicate a once-in-eternity marvel. Your pure connection to Source lit you as an unquenchable lighthouse. No man-made lantern could ever mimic that unfiltered brilliance. Beloved, you weren't conceited when you refused to dim your light. You were obeying the blueprint etched into your very DNA by the maker of stars. Every retreat you made wasn't a surrender, but a sovereign maneuver, shifting your energy into cosmic currents that deposit prosperity at your feet. When you shed their spoiled rations of approval, you unlocked rivers of opulence that flow only to those fearless enough to reject their counterfeit safety nets. Energy chases intention, and when you chose freedom over constriction, the universe ordained a wealth vortex that funnels blessings into your life like tributaries joining a mighty river. If you feel God's presence, you can tap the join button below to become part of the first chosen ones and receive the most important revelations early. Think of yourself as the captain of a celestial ship. Each "no" you declared unfurled sails, catching winds they thought they controlled. Their orchestrated dismissals became the very rocket fuel launching you toward your destiny. You didn't merely break free, you ignited a warp-speed jump into realms where your tenacity and faith merged into millionaire conviction. Their clumsy rituals and whispered curses rebounded off your impenetrable shield, forging in your spirit an empire-building blueprint no academy can teach. Stand tall in your holy certitude. Abandoning their decrepit arenas was your anointing, not your downfall. Your departure cracked open secret gateways, paving hidden paths woven with gold threads of possibility. What they deemed professional suicide was the masterstroke that etched Victor across your name in the Book of Life. Your alchemy of adversity, turning their spite into strategic advantage, made you a living testament that divine sovereignty and unshakable resolve are the truest currencies of success. So rejoice, chosen one, for every fractured column they erected in your place collapsed without your keystone spirit. They tried to mimic your vibrancy but found only pale imitations, for your authenticity glows with a frequency sourced from the heart of creation itself. Keep ascending, keep proclaiming your worth. Your light not only shines, but guides an entire generation out of darkness and into the prosperity that was always there and your birthright. You are the spark that ignites collective metamorphosis. Every boundary you erected, every assertive "no" sent shockwaves through the sleeping multitudes, stirring dormant courage in those shackled by their own draining networks. Your billionaire glow-up became a lighthouse for weary travelers, proving that integrity and affluence waltz hand in hand. Together we ascend, dismantling the lie that self-respect and success stand at odds. You are the living ledger of cosmic recompense. Each bank deposit now carries interest paid in universal justice, reimbursing years of undervaluation with dividends of freedom. Your wallet mirrors your worth, magnified the instant you chose self-preservation over their hollow accolades. This abundance isn't a stroke of luck, but a calculated repayment for each time they overlooked your genius. You are the herald of a reality rewrite. No more shrinking shadows or muted brilliance. Reality itself pirouettes to align with your unleashed sovereignty. Doors once locked swing open, allies gravitate to your orbit, and opportunities bloom like constellations you alone can navigate. Every trial is reclassified as a blessing, every slight an initiation. You stand triumphant, the chosen one, and the cosmos bows to your unveiled radiance.